Hello everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are enjoying your spring breaks. If you're on spring break, go out and do something fun this week. Today I'm going to show you how I make my quilt cards. I saw some really pretty ones online, but a lot of folks, they have those like an embossing folder that does the quilted look. I don't have an embossing die cut machine, so I really was trying to figure out how to do it. And then all of a sudden I was eating a sandwich and I said, hey, wait a minute, my paper towel has a quilted look. So I decided I would use a paper towel for the base of my quilt cards. And so I'm going to give you more details, and you'll actually watch me put this together today on today's video. I love quilts, and the thought of having something that just reminds you of a quilt, I like that idea. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I put these together using a paper towel. As I say in the video, I'm not the first one to think of using paper products like napkins for crafts and things, but I just decided, hey, let's use this for a base and make quilts and see how it turns out, and I thought they turned out pretty good. Have a great one. Watch the video. Here you go. Like and subscribe to my channel. We'll catch you over there. Stay tuned for the video. Hello and happy Monday. It's another week starting. Some of you are on spring break. I hope you have a good time. Get rested before you go back next week. Kind of have a little bit of time to adjust to this time change here. The hour that, we've lost, but I don't know. I'm hoping they're going to stop doing it soon, but who knows. Anywho, we are doing these quilt cards. I've done a couple, and I may have said this in the intro. I had seen some that were just really gorgeous on Pinterest. Beautiful cards. I love quilts, and so it just really caught my eye and my attention. And they have different embossing folders that you can do with the die cut embossing machines that actually give it that quilted look. I don't have one of those machines, and so I was like, man, I'd like to do this, but how do I get the look? And I also had seen people taken like Thanksgiving napkins and use them on cards. And obviously this is not a new idea. A lot of people use napkins. I know people have used them on wood refinishing, like they decoupage, or they actually use it for like lining dresser drawers and things. It looks really pretty. It's really neat how they do it. You should look up and see the change it makes in the furniture just by adding that little touch. Anyway, so I'm not the first person to think of using paper products like napkins and things in cards, or anything for that matter, so don't hear me say that I am. But I was sitting there one day and I looked at my paper towel. I think I was eating a sandwich or something, and I thought, this has like a quilted look to it. I wonder if I could use this for a background to make a quilt card. And actually, I'll put it in terms like Sesame Street. If you've watched Sesame Street at all lately, you hear this over and over. I wonder, what if, let's try. I wonder if I can use the paper towel for a background. What if I use it? Will it look like a quilt? And let's try. I'm just going with, like I say, I watch a lot of Sesame Street with baby girls. So you got to kind of give me some credit, some slack here, folks. Sorry about that. There'll probably be a lot of future Elmo references too, just a heads up. Anywho, so I thought it turned out pretty good. This was a Costco paper towel. That's what I had at the time, and I liked it. And the reason it caught my eye, because it kind of looks like the ring pattern on it, and I thought that kind of looks like a quilt. So I thought I would, that turned out well. Well, then right now I have HEB paper towels. They're not quite the same effect as the Costco ones, but when I run out of the HEB, I'll get the Costco, maybe do another one. I'll show you that. I had found these actual napkins also, and same thing, HEB napkins, but they had the ring, and you can see I tried to use it on, I wanted to use that for the quilt card because it has that ring pattern. And this material, for some reason, this didn't work well with the glue. It just kind of got a little fussy and yucky. So I said, well, we'll have to stick with paper towel. I guess they are a more durable, tougher material, even though this feels pretty strong, actually. So I don't know. But I'm using a paper towel. Sorry, I know make a long story longer. We're going a long way around the barn. It's early. I'm getting this done on Monday morning, so I've had lots of coffee, so that may explain the energy. I went ahead and did my base because most of the time today is going to be spent in doing the quilt part of the card. So I've got the base ready. I like this plaid. It's kind of a gingham plaid. I think it looks really, really neat for a quilt. It's just, I feel like it's something you would see with quilting and in a quilt. So I like this background. That's my preference. You don't have to do that. It's my preference. I also then used this hexagon, have used the hexagon and went ahead and cut out a bunch of different patterned shapes to make my quilt. I tried to look for things that kind of mimic like the old quilts. You know, of course, modern quilts, they actually make sure they have like matching fabrics front and back, and the patterns is very, very coordinated. They're very beautiful, don't get me wrong. But you know, back in the day when they were just making quilts, they pretty much used whatever scrap fabric they had, like old shirts, old linens, and different things. So you would see a quilt and it could be someone's, like a man's dress shirt they used, or a dress or something. And I don't know, I feel like there's a story there behind every piece, and I just love that about antique things anyway. So, but I tried to pick patterns that I thought looked a little bit older, like something you would see in an old quilt, and I cut them out with my punch. Okay, let's see. Punches are awesome. They so easy to do, and like I said, I don't have a die cutting machine, so if I can get a punch for something, I do try to get it because it does make it a little easier. So there, got a couple extra of those guys. That's how I made my little, I think it's a hexagon. Yeah, I think that's a hexagon shape. Anyway, I already on the inside stamped, that way that's taken care of. Hope your day is filled with love and happiness. Happy birthday. This is from a stamp set that my DFW gang up there gave me for Christmas, and then this came from the For the Record set. I like that. Happy birthday. Of course, you can see I have I've told you before, if you don't watch it, if ink gets on the edge of your stamp, you will get a line. That happened here. So, I'm not crazy about that, but we can do that on a different base later. Let's see, that was kind of a little testy one that I did. We will use that kind of as our model to go by. And for the front, I'm just going to put a little birthday wishes tag. I made that with the garden birdhouses. I like this set a lot, and I use that birthday wishes so much that the back of it's kind of getting to where it's not sticky. I need to reapply some kind of adhesive to make it sticky again. Anyway, that's going to be for the front, but let's go ahead and start getting together the quilt part of the quilt card. Now, I've got my white cardstock, and if I didn't say this before, if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. This glue is great glue. A lot of people use this. You see it in all the videos now. People are using this in their card making. It's fantastic. I am such a messy person, though, that I get it. It will stick to everything. If you'll watch during this video, I'll end up having it everywhere. I'll get everything. It's kind of like an I Love Lucy episode, or like Christmas Vacation, where they go out and get the tree, and the tree sap is still on their hands, so everything they touch they grab, like the lamp and her hair and the magazine, because their hands are sticky. That's how this works with me. It's not the glue's fault, it's my fault. I'm a messy person. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to put this on, if I can get it to come out. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to take this, put it on the white base here. And I just use like an old makeup kind of sponge thing. I had a bunch of these. They're cheap, and I said, you know what, I'm going to use these. I don't use them so much for makeup anymore, so they make really good glue spreaders, so it kind of helps. But I still, see, I'll have this, I'll end up sticking this to something before it's over. Anyway, let's get our paper towel, and we're just going to kind of stick it down on here. See, I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to also tell you, I learned the hard way that paper towels do not cut good, do not like to be cut in paper trimmers. Just FYI. you will have to start over if you try to trim it out that way. So I'm going to use scissors. I'm going to cut around the edge of my quilt base here. Try to keep talking while I'm doing it, but then it's like you're concentrating at the same time. It's a little tricky, a little tricky. Here we go. Let's do this. Now, let's see. Make sure I've got all of this cut off. I think it's good enough. Okay, now we're going to put our quilt pattern on. And I kind of liked these. These all reminded me of like old material, like you would see in an old quilt from back in the day, because you can, you know, like just the old scraps of fabrics they would have. Excuse me. So let me start with the first one. We'll come up here. I'm going to use this because I don't do quite as bad with the tape wheel as I do the little glue there. Okay. Let's see, do I have some more of these tabs? Let's see here. Where does this one go? I may need more tabs of him. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure my spacing is lined up like it should be. Let's see. Looks like I need to, let's see, at least 2 more of these. I guess I didn't cut enough out, did I? But we do that real quick. There you go. It's almost like I meant to do that. Almost. Here we go. I'm going to put him here. I wanted to kind of line this up a little better here. Like I say, it's not perfect. The spacing, you know, they used to, I'm amazed at how they would, when they quilted, they would have precise the line. It was just such, I mean, a lot of these were done before machines, like, you know, and I'm amazed at how wonderful their lines are and how perfect they do it. Definitely better than I do. So I'm going to go ahead and cut his excess off, and then he'll be done. Okay, that sticks to the scissors. Now let's do some more. Let's see, I kind of like this little guy. Here we're going to put him here so we have enough room to put our other pattern here. I think that's going to have to go there. Let's see. I'm going to put him like that. And I'm going to put another one. I told you I get stuff stuck to me. feel like he needs to be moved a little bit. There you go. I'm going to put, it's not going to need very much here. I'm going to cut that off. Okay. I think that makes another little flower on our quilt. And our last one is going to be, I thought this one turned out pretty cute. Do I need more of him cut out before I get started? Let me find his paper. I've got it here beside me. If I can find it here. There it is. Okay. May need a few more of the yellow. Just in case. Okay. Now we're going to put him down in the corner over here. Kind of like it like that. See if we can work this around. Okay, I'm not real. I don't think he ended up where I wanted him to, so very carefully I'm going to take this off because it can actually tear the paper towel and it's just a mess and that's not fun. Let's see, I'm going to put them up a little bit higher so I can get a little bit more of the yellow on. Let's see. Okay, I'm a little bit happier with that. Okay, alright, so let me see, I got a little bit of glue on him. This is my base. I'm going to cut off these excess. Hold on, didn't do that. So you could really do this if you're looking for a way to, you know, make a card. If you've got extra, like just scraps of pattern paper, which I'm thinking I'm going to go through because I've got a bunch of scraps. Maybe just cut out a bunch of little discs and make some quilt cards out of all different. You can use any pattern. These are the ones I picked out for today, but you can use whatever you want, whatever you like. It's your card. So here you go. I've got my base for my quilt. I'm going to stick it on my pink. You know, I like my solid colors. I like layers. So we're going to put this on there. See, look how I stick to it. I get stuff stuck to everything. I will have stuff everywhere. Now, the thing is to get it straight with it being. This card definitely, the lines aren't perfect because the paper towel isn't going to cut perfect, so got to extend a little bit of grace there. Let's see if I can scoot him over this way up top. Okay, we're going to go with that. Here's my quilt square. I'm going to stick this here. Does anyone out there do quilting? I would like, you know, tell me in the comments if you have quilted, do quilting. If you can share photos. I'm not sure. Can you share photos on YouTube? So here's my quilt base. I'm going to go ahead and get my birthday wishes put on. You can see I stamped it one color on one side and wasn't crazy how it turned out. It looked a little blurry for some reason. Like I say, I use his birthday wishes a lot, so it might be getting a little, I think long in the tooth is what they say. I don't know. I'm trying to use words I don't normally use. You probably will get me in trouble. Or phrases, I should say. I don't normally use. Okay, here we go. Let's put him on here. Birthday wishes, and of course, let's see where my doodads are. I gotta have my doodads. What color would be good for this guy? Maybe pink? I guess we could do pink. Let's put some pink doodads, okay? I'm gonna use the big ones because I don't use the big ones as much. Obviously I'm putting a lot. You don't have to put this many. I don't think I put this many on the other cards that I did. But as I'm going around, I kind of like adding a little bit of bling. Oh, he's trying to escape from me. Look. I'm just going to stick him here. I feel like quilts deserve bling. So here is my doodads. I might put a few more on the little birthday wish side. Don't know why my voice went up higher. I guess because it's just now 7 in the morning and I've had lots of coffee already. And I'm wound up. Don't know. Anyway, okay. Again, here's the quilt card that we just created today. I think it turned out cute. It's a birthday card, birthday wishes, has a sentiment on the inside. Again, any patterns that you like, these are the ones I went with. These are my previous 2 that I did. I did one the other day kind of preparing for this, and I used all these patterns. I love quilts. I have one that my my great aunt gave me for graduation, and it needs to be repaired because it is definitely old. But I love it. I wouldn't trade the world for it. I've got it on a quilt stand, and it's right over there actually. But there's just something, the history of them. Like I say, I feel like all these different, the patterns tell a story, because I always wonder, where did the material come from? Is it a pillowcase? Was it a sheet, a dress, a dress shirt? I just love to think of the possibilities there. I have a big imagination, so I guess that helps too. Anyway, this is my quilt card. This is the card for this week. If you'd like information, a little bit further, I've tried to help. I am not the expert on this. I'm not the first person to do a quilt card. Not trying to take credit. Not the first person to use napkins or paper towels in craft projects. Don't ever think that I'm saying that. I saw the paper towel and was like, I think I could use this for the base of this quilt. There we go. I hope to eventually get one of those die cut embossing machines, because then you would actually, what I would do is I would actually probably emboss the whole thing and give it the quilted look, so it'd be a little bit more polished. Maybe that's something in the future. When I do get one, I'll try that out. But that's for a future broadcast, right? Excuse me. Anyway, as I always say, the whole goal of me doing this, the whole goal of being on social media is, I want to encourage you to, do a kind gesture for someone. Send a card. If you don't want to make a card, go buy a card. Or if you don't want to spend money on that or postage, go, text or call someone. Just, say hi to your neighbor. Pay a compliment to someone who's not expecting it. Goal A is to encourage you to do a kind gesture. And as you do these, it takes your mind off things that may be frustrating you at the time. We sit and we get frustrated, and we read more stuff on the internet and get more frustrated. Do something that will take your mind off that. And usually doing something for someone else is very good at that. Also, number 2 is, I want you to get in touch with your creative side. If it's not through card making, I tell my friends, I can't paint or sculpt or sing or write music or literature. I'm not good with photography. there's so many different outlets, many outlets to be creative. As far as creative juices, this is the only flavor in my fridge. It's about all I got. So that's why I do a lot of it, because it's my outlet. This is my outlet. But you can find another outlet. I would love to see, if you have an outlet, what you're doing. I'd love for you to share pictures with me on Facebook, and I'd like to highlight your craft, your hobby that you do, that you enjoy, because it may encourage someone who never thought of trying it to try it. So why not? Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you can leave comments, great. Somehow that helps with algorithms and numbers and things, and it seems important because everyone always says that. So I'm just doing like all the other YouTubers. I'm learning as I go. I'm very new at this. Like and subscribe to YouTube. I do have the Tammy's Paper Smiles Etsy store. I have Tammy's Paper Smiles on Facebook, Instagram. We're out there. Like I say, please feel free. I would love for you to share things that you create so that I can use it to encourage others to maybe do the same. So again, just putting that out there as a request from me. Have a great day. Have a great week. Like I said, if you're on spring break, have a good time, or just sit back and relax and enjoy being out of school. We'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.